Hey everyone, my name is Peter. Thanks for joining me at Our Worship Sound. I wanted to add a little bit to the last video that I did about rhythm and talk about how we can avoid stepping on other instruments' rhythm parts and how we can do something more interesting on keyboard, but also talk about a time where playing those other types of instrument rhythms might be the best thing that you can do. So we're going to check out the specific rhythms that are happening in other instruments for this song. I'm going to play a couple of tracks. Here's the drum rhythm, and we want to listen specifically to the bass drum and the snare drum and how they work together. And I could try to replicate that rhythm on piano by playing something like this. So a couple of problems is if I play anything that's even a little bit different than the drums, it kind of starts to clash. But the other thing is that we can do a lot of things that are more interesting because we're playing a different instrument. Before we talk about that, let's check out the guitar's rhythm. So it's going to be a lot of eighth note chunking, but there are certain accents happening, so dum, bum, bum, bum. I could play something similar on piano like this. So you can hear how it's kind of starting to build up, especially since it's the same, very much the same note range as what guitars are playing. And so it's just starting to kind of clutter up what's happening. But we can do some things that are much different on piano that will allow those other instruments to do what they're doing and create our own interest on piano. So let me play all the instruments together, and I'm going to play something that it kind of fits in the spaces, it's in a different range, and it will just allow the whole arrangement to breathe a lot better. I'm going to think more melodically. So I played a lot fewer notes and a lot fewer rhythms, but what I did play just kind of created its own space while allowing those other instruments to do their thing. Now, there is a point at which playing those other instrument style rhythms might be the best thing that you can do, and that is if you are the only instrument in the band and you have to carry that sense of rhythm, you might have to provide what a drum beat might sound like. And so the way I want to do that, and the thing that I said in my last video, is we want to create that sort of rhythmic texture and that beat between my left thumb and my right thumb. And so specifically what I'm talking about with the left hand, with the left thumb, is when I talk about playing melodically, I usually just stick to root and fifth. Sometimes I'll add the octave, but if I'm thinking chords and I'm going to be creating some more rhythms with my thumb, I'll do root, fifth, and octave. And so I'll play an octave above my lowest note with my thumb, and that's more what I'll use to create the rhythms, along with whatever I'm playing in my right thumb. So I'm going to use this count off, but then I'm going to try to drive the whole rhythm forward just with what I'm playing on piano, and I might think more like the drum beat that we heard. I might switch gears to more like the guitar accents that we heard, and then I might add some melodic things too. So that's one of the things I love about piano, is that we can kind of do it all. We can just play some things that work really well with other instruments, but if we're called upon to just kind of carry the whole thing, we can do that. If you want to learn to become a more complete keyboardist yourself, go to ourworshipsound.com/keyboard, where you can sign up for a free guide called The Complete Keyboardist. And it's going to lead you to sort of some of my best teaching about all sorts of different aspects of playing keyboard. So I hope you'll check that out, ourworshipsound.com/keyboard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.